Hi, I'm Chris. Welcome to AkiGeeks.
And I'm Jack. Hi guys.
First of all, I have an announcement. We decided to open a brand new channel that is called AkiGeeks, only dedicated to gaming.
We will be dedicating this new channel completely to the gaming, as you will see, and as Chris said, I hope you will like it.
So, if you are interested in gaming like us, you are welcome to subscribe, look for the audio edition on Spotify, Apple Podcast and Google Podcast in order to keep up with all the updates. So we are looking forward to start this new adventure.
I hope that we can do it all together.
Sounds good. So, about today, Jack would like to talk about a brand new movie that he recently saw in movie theaters. Is it right, Jack?
Yes, I'm talking about the quite recent and acclaimed Belfast by Kenneth Branagh. It's one of those movies nominated for Best Pictures as the next Oscars. And actually I saw it in theater last night. In my city it was aired 3 days ago. I was expecting something very good from Kenneth Branagh. Recently, I even watched one of his last movies, which is Murder on the Nile, drawn from the acclaimed novel by Agatha Christie. I appreciated that movie, but I have to admit I appreciated even more this very recent Belfast because more realistic in the plot. It centers and narrates the story of Buddy, which is a young kid in Belfast during the summer of 1969. Known for the revolts between Protestants and Catholics in town. The story is involving all his family, his parents, his grandparents, and the relationships of Buddy with his neighbors. It's autobiographical, this narration, because Kenneth Branagh was involved for part of his adolescence in such a reality and also during childhood. So he's talking about things that he knows very well. You can feel all of the tension and the atmosphere throughout the whole movie. Really heartfelt from the director. How important are the perspectives and points of view of the protagonists. For example, there is Buddy's father who got to work outside town in another nation, in England. The family stays attached to Belfast and to what is the core of the city, of the values that the family shares. We get to know a really attached family, really loving people all around him. But at the same time, of course, every day it happens something that is completely unpredictable because, the Protestants can come hunting for the Catholics even in your own neighborhood. So you're not safe anywhere in those moments. And on one side, there is also the lack of capability of the government to handle such a difficult situation. So the people of Belfast are quite left to themselves, let's say so.
Sounds like a very interesting and meaningful movie.
Yes, it's a dedication to all those people who decided to stay in Belfast nevertheless, despite all the struggles and the protests, who had the courage to stand up for their rights and for their loving ones, not choosing to live abroad. At the same time, it's also for those who decided to leave Belfast because the situation was not easy to handle. A lot of people decided to take different paths in life and start all over again in another place. So this movie is also to those people who lost their roots for some reason they haven't had the chance to come back.
So Jack, you know how much I love Irish and Celtic music in general. So I'm curious about the soundtrack of this movie.
Well, the soundtrack, you could expect darker tones in vibes for such a dramatic movie. But at the same time, this soundtrack struck me because it's fresh, full of pop rock vibes, and it's quite entertaining. Of course, there is a mixture of Irish folklore and this pop vibe that gives this movie a particular push.
So, from your positive review, I'm sure that you will recommend this movie to all our listeners.
Yes, sure. Not the only ones passionate about history. Most of all, it's an autobiographical narration. The characters are at the center of this movie. So if you like, guys, this kind of movies, so character-centered, you should really give it a try.
So I'm looking forward to see it even myself when it will be available in major streaming services, or maybe, Blu-ray.
Yeah, I hope it will be quite soon. Let me add one thing, Chris. Even for the classical lovers of cinema and movies, this direction recalls Orson Welles' cinematography overall. For example, when the child is pointed at by the camera, you can also see the background, you can also see the other characters. Of course, the cinema lovers will appreciate it.
So guys, have you seen Belfast yet? If so, what's your opinion about it? Let us know in the section down below, and of course, spoiler free, because I haven't watched the movie yet, and I'm sure that many of our listeners are looking forward to see it as well.
I try to be quite careful about not spoiling too many details.
Yeah, just raising up the vibe and the expectation. You know, guys, that the Oscars are coming soon. So, what movies are your favorite, and what movies you can expect to win?
I think we will have the chance to discuss even further in detail, Chris.
Sounds good. So, guys, if you want to chat with us directly, you're welcome to follow us on Instagram and Twitter at Cris_OCDGeeks, as well as Jack_OCDGeeks. Also, we decided to start a new Discord server. The name is AkiGeeks. A reference to the new channel, but also it's the home of the OCD Geeks podcast and YouTube channel. We have different sections according to gaming or movies and TV series. So you're welcome to join the conversation there as well. We are looking forward to it.
Sure, guys, that's right, Chris. So, even for today, we can close up with our sentence.
Let them talk, our freaks.
We stay tuned on OCD Geeks.